Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Let's Make a Model Dark Angels Restorative Edition. Part 6, I think. I didn't check before making this video. Either way, it's the final part, the conclusion, if you will. The finale, whatever. And he's all done. So everything that I did to him last video was went pretty quickly, actually, because it was just little detail work. We was getting the weapons painted up, the metallics done on the armor, and the parchments. Really, and any other minor detail like the skull on his leg. So I'll go over how I painted him up, and then I'll talk a little bit more on it. The weapons were Mechite red, then blood red. The purity seals were scabbed red, then blood red. The parchments were desert yellow, then bleach bone, then skull white, with micro pen for the writing on it. And then the skull was skull white, heavy Devlin mud wash, then what's the word I'm looking for? Bleach bone and skull white on top of that again, lightly. And the scope is, and the little thing on the side of the helmet is enchanted blue. The metallics after the model was assembled, so I painted it all up in pieces, assembled the model fully, and then I washed the metallics in Badab Black. And I almost forgot because not every model has them. The little pouches are done scorched brown. I wanted to have a dark brown look, not like a almost tan, but I wanted like a deep brown. So that's that for the model. After it was fully painted up, I did a matte varnish on him, and then it was after the matte varnish that I did this weathering powder stuff here. And I will do videos in the future on weathering with weathering powders, or at least how I do it, but there's people who do it infinitely better than I do out there. But I'll still do a video on it in case anybody's interested. I just forgot that I was going to do that on this guy until I got done. I was like, hey, wait a minute, I got to weather him. And I didn't want to do a video then because I was trying to get back into the swing of things with weathering. But the weathering powder, I did that on him, on some of the base around him, to tie the base and him together and to give it kind of a feel of him being in the field. So yeah, that's the model. The detail work will go pretty quickly. It can feel a little tedious as you're doing it because you gotta be careful not to get it onto your armor color or anything like that. But it works well. I think the steps that I did it work pretty well. They work well for me at the very least. I'd rather get all the armor done and then be careful instead of getting all the detail work done and being careful with the armor. I just feel like I'll be a bit more sloppy with the armor because the armor is all over the guy as opposed to the detail work. So that's pretty much it. Remember, this guy started off painted up. I painted this guy in the past, and then I strip all that paint off and I paint him up again. So two big things of note here is that just because a model's painted doesn't mean you can't redo it and it won't redo it well. It's not gonna look worse because you had to strip paint off of it. And you don't have to get 100% of all the paint off. You just got to get all the bulk of it off and get anything that's kind of gonna flake off to come off. Any paint that just won't come off, you paint over it like I did here, and will look fine. You don't have to be super crazy with getting all the paint off. The second thing, aside from repainting a model can still look good, the second thing is seal your models. You should always seal your models. Anyway, regardless of what it's made out of, but pewter models chip easy and will wear the paint off quicker, I've noticed. So you should definitely at least seal your pewter, if nothing else, but you should definitely seal everything. I prefer matte varnish because I don't want a glossy look. So that's why I go with the matte. Some people go with gloss then matte. I just go with matte right off the bat. So that's that pretty much. And that's pretty much it. So this guy's done and ready to join the ranks of my other repainted Dark Angels. And this is kind of the process I'm going to use to paint up the rest of my Dark Angels, or redo them I should say. Because they'll look a lot better than what they used to look like. And that's it. I got more stuff on the workbench to do. And other Let's Make a models that I want to do. Also, I will not be redoing. I'm gonna keep this video series up. I'm gonna do another Let's Make a Model Dark Angels video um, for the Dark Angels green color scheme here. Once I get the new paints, they're on order. They haven't showed up yet, but once they do, I'll do another video series with that once I get comfortable with painting with new paints. Finding the right paints I'm going to be using exactly. Testing out the paints I ordered, and to get them to look like this. And then I'll do another video series with the new paints because they're the new paints. And I have other ones in the works for Let's Make a Model. I'm thinking about doing so. More to come, plus all my other videos that I do. So hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, take it easy.